I'd like to respond because Robert brought up apostolic succession and claims that these doctrines have been held since the beginning of Jesus. But on very core doctrines, we believe that Christians, Trinitarian Christians, are representing a veiled form of polytheism. And you claim that this was the consistent message over time. Well, let's see what Justin Martyr, your own saint, says. And he's in the beginning of the 2nd century. I shall attempt to persuade you that there is, and that there is said to be, another God and Lord, subject to the maker of all things. So Justin Martyr says that Jesus is a second God, is another God, separate and distinct, and he is a lesser divinity. Now, that's just one example, Justin Martyr, who you would consider a saint, but the reality is that your theology, according to you, on the Trinity is actually more correct than the person that you're praying to. And I can go through a whole more list that the early church authorities, like Justin Martyr, never preached the doctrine of the Trinity, sir, who did not have the same doctrine. It took to get to the 4th century. So if you can have those sorts of developments, of course you can have developments about how laws are applied and whether or not we should be celebrating LGBTQ and all of that. That's your history, sir.
Not at all. Actually, no. The difference is that when it comes to LGBTQ, it's very clear that homosexuality is immoral and that this is the consistent teaching of all the Christian groups up until quite recently. And so the ones that have changed that have departed from the faith. And you cannot have a development that contradicts what went before. The developments happen harmoniously. At the beginning of the church, there was a great deal of difficulty in understanding exactly how it was that God had become man. And so you have people trying to formulate it. And Justin Martyr tries to formulate it, and he does so erroneously. You have some assumption, probably coming from Islam, that the saints are infallible, and actually that's not the case. And so you want to quote me fathers of the church from before Nicaea all you want. The fact is that the Trinity was formulated at the Council of Nicaea in 325. Justin Martyr was a great saint, but he was not one who was formulating the doctrine and charged with the responsibility to give us what the teaching of the Christian faith is. The Ecumenical Council had that authority, and they formulated it in this way. Does this mean that Justin Martyr is a heretic? No, because he comes before that.
Was he wrong?
Yeah, he was wrong. Yeah, absolutely.
So when he said he's another God, he was wrong.
There's only one God.